the introduction of IELTS and what are the things that are required. I'm going to ask question also in the middle, and I would request you to use the chat option, because anyone has any question, you can directly ask me, and I would definitely try to answer each and every question that you're asking me. So we'll begin now. Well, IELTS, as you all know, it's International English Language Testing System. That is the full form of IELTS. Now, who conducts this examination? Cambridge. Now, there are two bodies, British Council and IDP Australia, right? These two bodies will only conduct it, but the question paper made by Cambridge. So, the first thing here, will the question paper be different from British Council and IDP Australia? No, because the question comes from Cambridge, point number one. So you can go and you can register with anybody you want to. You want to go ahead with British Council? You can. You want to go ahead with IDP Australia? You can. Now, let's talk about the examination. How many hours total? It's 2 hours and 44 minutes. Do I get a break in between? No, you don't. So that means that you got to be in the examination center for 3 long hours without any break. That's point number one. How many skills do we have here? 4 skills. What will be the first skill? Listening. Great. Now, listening will have 40 questions. And you have 4 parts in listening, right? Now, there are different question types that you have in listening, right? IELTS, Cambridge loves to give you the question which is multiple choice question in listening. There are different types, which is form filling. Then you have fill in the blanks, write no more than one word and or a number, different kinds, right? And there is also map there. So what are they trying to do here? Why this listening like this? Because they are trying to see how proficient are you. Now, I assume that all of you are students, so you will appear for IELTS academic. And why do we appear for IELTS academic? Because we want to go abroad and we want to study further. Now, for people who are they just want to go to that place and start working, and they will give IELTS general. So coming back to the point now, when I was talking about listening, so I have 4 parts in listening. Part 1 is my conversation between 2 people. And that's going to be something on social topic. You know, somebody looking for a house, somebody looking for a car, somebody wants to go for baby shower, stuff like that. Now let's move on to part 2. So part 2 is a monologue, which is one person talking. Okay, dialogue is 2 persons speaking, monologue, 1 person speaking. So what are they talking about? Again, social topic. Part 3 is where it starts getting challenging. Part 3 is a conversation up to 3 to 4 people. And what's the topic all about? It is academic topic. What do you mean by that? Maybe the conversation could be about, let's say, the students have given presentation and they're talking something about presentation, or they are talking something about their class, or they are talking something about their project. Now here 4 people, because I said the conversation can go up to 4 people. Here you start getting your multiple choice questions in IELTS examination, especially in listening. And the 4th part is 1 person talking. It's again a monologue. What is he talking about? He's giving you some lecture. What kind of lecture? He's talking about probably biodiversity, probably, let's say technology, or probably something about history or geography, or something about dinosaurs. So these are all your academic related topics. Now, when you want to do your listening, there are certain strategies. There are certain strategies that you implemented when you go for your listening. remember something, all of you, even if you are, you're academic students. So what you have to do is you got to follow those strategies. You got to understand that how many different kinds of questions can be there in my listening section. Now, it's not only about, okay, listening is all about fill in the blanks or listening is all about MCQs. No. You might get a question where they are going to talk, they will give you a map and they will tell you that, okay, fine, now you see what's the location of this. Or they will give you an object and they will tell you that, okay, now label this diagram. Now, many people have problem in listening. What's the problem? Number one, we as Indian, we feel that they are really talking fast. Number two, we do not understand their accent. Because there is a difference between British accent, American accent, Australian accent. Let me give you an example here. Now, let's say the name is Andrea, okay? Now, the Britisher will pronounce the R, will not pronounce the R and will just swallow it. For example, he will pronounce it as Andrea. And the American will pronounce it as Andrea. Very, very prominent R, okay? So now if we do not understand the different accent, how are we going to do this listening? We will definitely feel that they are talking fast. We will definitely feel that, oh, I don't know how to answer. I don't understand what the person is saying. Now, before even you start your training, what can you do? What you can do is, whenever you're watching, let's say Netflix, any series on Netflix, or let's say any movies, any English movies, what you need to do, you need to switch off your subtitle. Now, what's happening here? When you look at a series or when you look at something that's in English, automatically, instead of listening, you start reading because your subtitles are on. So you become very comfortable and you say, hey, you know what? I understand what this person is saying. Actually, no, because you are reading the subtitles there. You are not taking that effort, okay, to listen to the person. So this is what you can do in order to practice even before your training starts, even before you think of getting yourself enrolled for any IELTS course. What you can do is you can always listen to TED Talks, which is on YouTube. Listen to, native speakers and not Indian speakers there. There's a reason why I'm telling you this. When you listen to native speakers, what happens is that the pronunciation, you get used to that. You get used to the accent. You get used to what they are saying. And it becomes actually easier for you to go for IELTS examination. That's number one. So as I said, that do not watch anything with subtitles on. Initially, you might find it really difficult because you might feel that, I don't understand what the person is saying. So let me put my subtitles on. Okay, you can go ahead and do that. But the next time when you are watching the same video, let's say on YouTube, you're watching TED Talks, okay, given by, let's say, some Harvard professor. Now, you don't listen to that with the subtitles on. You can listen to it and try to comprehend what the person is saying. Try to understand that what was the lecture all about? What kind of details did he give? Did he talk about a number? Did he talk about name? Did he talk about some kind of options there? Let's say, did he give any suggestions? So all these background work you can do before even you start your training. That's number one. Number two, listen, as I said, listen to various accents. Listen to British, listen to American, listen to Australian. And trust me, people, Australian accent is really, really difficult. You sometimes do not get it. So do your listening part here so that you know that once you go for IELTS examination, it becomes easier for you. That's one. Number two, strategy, and strategy. Okay, for your IELTS examination. That's number two. Number three, if you are horrible at spelling, this is the time for you to improve. Please look after your spelling. Please see that, you are writing the words properly, because in IELTS examination, if you make a spelling error, even though if your answer is right, if you make spelling error, now that's not considered to be the correct answer, right? So they are going to give you wrong there. So you need to, again, look after your spellings, all right? And try to concentrate for that 30 minutes that you're going to do your listening. Now, there's a trick here. Let's say you missed some information. Let's assume that you really missed an answer. Okay, a question over there. Move on. Try to learn how to move on. You cannot afford, to actually your other part of the examination to go bad because of one question. So even if you think that, hey, I missed this information, what am I going to do? Just move on. Okay, do not wait. Now, people who will go for paper-based examination, what you're going to have is there's 30 minutes of listening, and then there is 10 minutes to transfer the answer to the answer sheet. You have to practice like this for your training session. The answer, you can write it on the question paper however you want to. Now you have to transfer the answer to the answer sheet. And when you're transferring the answer, remember all the answers need to be written in capital letter. Please remember that. All the answers you have to write in capital letter. If you practice in this way, then you will not feel a fish out of water when you will go for your examination, because you already know the drill. You already know how to go about it. Now, there are, if you go on Google, you can type there IELTS listening sample answer sheet. People who are going for paper-based exam can take a printout from there. Okay, you take a printout of your listening answer sheet and then you start practicing. Now, the background work, as I told you, even before you go for your IELTS examination, what are you going to do? You are going to practice your listening in this way. All right. Now, let's move on to reading. Now, when I talk about reading, it's 1 hour reading. Okay. You get 60 minutes for that. And you have 3 reading passages. 60 minutes, 3 reading passages. Okay, how many words are we talking about here? The reading passage, approximately 2,500 to 3,000 words you can expect in the reading passage. Okay, if I'm an academic student, what kind of reading passage can I expect? You can expect passages which are probably descriptive, which are argumentative, and it's all about your academic related topic. Maybe the first reading passage you can get is something about, let's say, bats. The second reading passage may be something about the signal or UFO. The third reading passage may be something about psychology when a person is talking. Now, what do I do? I don't have that much of vocabulary. What do I do in order to increase my reading score? Now, reading is something in academic which is a little challenging. So you know what? Your first reading passage is easier. The second one is difficult. And the third one is the most difficult. Your first reading passage, you need to finish it within 15 minutes, 1-5. The second reading passage, you need to finish it within 17 minutes, 1-7. The third reading passage, you need to finish it within 20 minutes. Now what's happening here? You got 60 minutes, but you're finishing it within 52 minutes. Why are we doing that? So that the question that I left, okay, I could revisit those questions. And even if I don't find the answer, can I write something and come? Please do. Because IELTS doesn't have negative marking. So please write something and then come out of the examination hall. Now, reading is something that we all find it little challenging. Why do we find it challenging? We actually try to understand line by line what the person is saying. We don't need to do that. Next, again, there are strategies for that. Next, we do not know the vocabulary. I don't know vocabulary, so how am I going to understand this word? Again, there is a strategy for at least comprehending what the word is all about, what the function of this word in that passage. There are many questions in reading. One of the most confusing questions that you will see other IELTS aspirants will talk about is true, false, and not given. You get mighty confused between false and not given. And you do not really know whether the answer is going to be false or whether the answer is not going to be not given. Again, IELTS is all about strategy. Please remember that. Nobody is telling you to remember the information. You are not supposed to remember the information. What are you supposed to do? You are supposed to find the answer from the passage, not remembering information. Remember that, what I said. Okay, your work is to just find out the answer from the passage. So, can I write down my own words? No, you cannot. Can I change the formation of the words? No, you cannot. If you feel that you have to, you get that feeling that, oh, my answer somehow is not making sense in this question. Probably you are wrong, because you have to get all the answer, all the words, exactly how it is written in the passage. That's how it should be your answer. Now, how do I improve in reading? You improve your reading. Again, as I'm telling you, you can do your background work before even getting enrolled for the course. You improve your reading by going through different passages, everyone. What are the kind of passages I should go through? Go through passages about technology, about, let's say, animals, flora, fauna. Then you talk about, geography, history. Okay, all these kind of passages, just go through. All over the internet, you get a lot of reading stuff. What do I do with it? Do I understand line by line? No. Just understand the summary of that passage. Just understand why this person has written this passage. If that much you can do for your background work, you will be able to crack reading. Because here, the kind of questions that you get in IELTS passage is all about what's probably the main idea of the passage, or fill in the blanks, or true, false, and not given. Match the heading with the paragraph. So you have different paragraphs, and they gave you heading. Now you have to match the heading with the paragraph. How do I do that? So there are strategies for that. But what do I do? Because I get so confused. There is so much of information in my reading passage and so many words. Anyways, I'm very bad at vocabulary. How am I going to crack it? This is how you're going to crack it. As I said, that when you read something, just understand the main idea of that passage. That's all. Why the writer has written this passage. Paragraph A, what is the main idea? Paragraph B, what is the main idea? This is called summarizing or paraphrasing. Now the thing is, in IELTS examination, Cambridge wants to see that how proficient are you in your language. So when they are talking about proficiency level, obviously you cannot expect them to say the same word in the listening track and the same word is going to be in the question. That's not going to happen. Why? Because they want to see your vocab, right? So all the words are rephrased. All the words are paraphrased, which means what? You need to have a good amount of knowledge about synonyms. What are synonyms? Synonyms are the words which are different, but it has the same meaning. For example, let's say the synonym of big. Okay, so large. Can anyone give me another synonym of big very quickly? Let it be wrong, it doesn't matter, but very quickly another synonym of big probably. There are so many students who have joined here, and probably someone can just give me huge. Very good, Harsha. Yes, huge. Another one? Let's see. Another one. Don't Google it. Just whatever comes to your mind, just let me know. Another word for big, major. Okay, yes, Mohammed Nabil, very good. Let's see. Let's wait for other. Enormous, Sridhar, very nice. Significant. Yeah, can take it, Mohammed. But significant, most of the time it is actually the synonym of important. So we'll see that. Jajan, yes, Siddharth, very nice, very nice. Let's wait for others. Let's see. Okay, some other words, please, before I proceed. Some other words. Large, yes, Adil, yes. So see, now this is how you guys are giving me the answer. Excellent, massive, yes, Ajit, massive. So see, when we are talking about IELTS, so we are not actually looking for the same word. In the passage, big is given. In the question, big will not be given, guys. It will be given something like massive. It will be given something like astronomical. You see? Okay. Let's do another activity. Yes, giant. Yes, Ayush. Okay, let's do another activity, guys. Let's say, for example, if I say, he is rich. Simple sentence. He is rich. Okay. I want you to give me a sentence using negative. Okay. The word negative may be no, not, using negative, but keeping the meaning of the sentence same. That means the sentence which you are going to give me, it will have negative words, but it will still mean that he is rich. Let's try this. And don't worry even if your answer is wrong. Don't worry. I'm going to tell you what's the correct answer, though. Let's try this. Okay? You can just type your answers. My question is, he is rich. Write down a sentence with negative words, but the meaning of the sentence should be he is rich. How do we do that? He isn't poor. Okay, fine. Yes, Siddharth. Yes, okay. Let's wait for others. Okay. Let's see what others have to say. He is not cursed with money, Siddharth. Okay. All right, I get it. Okay. Next, good, you guys, good. Next one, let's see, let's wait for others. He is not facing poverty. Very nice. There you go. So you see here, he isn't struggling financially. Very nice. Arslan, I think. I please pardon me if I'm not pronouncing your name properly. Okay, very nice, Harsha. Very nice, Siddharth Prakash. Okay, let's see others. Two more questions. Let's see. Correct pronunciation. Oh, thank you, Arslan. Thank you for confirming it for me. Yes. Let's wait for others, please. Let's see very quickly, guys. He is rich, and you are turning it into negative. Try to come up with better words for rich. Let's say. I'll just wait for one more minute. Probably we have still a lot of things to do. So maybe one more answer I'm waiting for. One more. Anyone? Okay, Ayush, you can give me an answer because you have given me the synonym of big, I guess. You can try giving me an answer, Ayush. Ayush Kumar Singh. You can, because I cannot see the other names right now here. He isn't weak financially. There you go. Okay, so you see here that how the pattern of sentences are changing. So something, he's not cursed with poverty correction. Yes, that's why I laughed at that time. Okay, yes. So he, so the kind of sentences, look at this, guys. Sentence, now this is a very easy example. I mean, the sentence will not be he is rich. You will not get this kind of sentence in your IELTS. There will be other kind of sentences, but the idea remains the same. You get the drill here. It means that I can never expect the same words to be in the paragraph and also in the question. Now, another very important thing, IELTS is very smart. What they do is they give you the same word for multiple choice question. Okay, let's assume there is a question and A, B, C, you have options. Now, let's say the word is affluent, let's say. So they give you the same word in the question, okay, in the option. But you know what they do? They give you this option, give you this word in the incorrect option. Try to understand why, everyone. When you look at a word which is familiar, something that you've seen in the passage, something that you're looking at the question, what's happening to you? You're getting tempted. You are not trying to understand the question. You just look at the word and you feel that, this is my answer. There you go wrong. Because they intentionally do this. They intentionally do this in listening as well. And that is how you need to understand the question properly. The beauty of this examination is you first look at the question. Now, remember in school days what used to happen? Teacher used to tell us that, read the reading, the passage, and then go to the question. That's not going to happen in IELTS. IELTS is telling us, read the question first. Take the keywords, take the important words out from there first. Rephrase the keywords, change the keywords, rephrase, use your synonym, go back to the passage, locate the information, and get your answer. You know why? Because you only have 1 hour to complete everything. So that is how you do your reading. Well, there are many questions in reading and there are many strategies, but the basic, this is the fundamental strategy of IELTS is first you look at the question and you take the keywords out. Now, students do not have problem in reading and listening, and I have seen that, okay? I have observed that they don't have a problem in reading and listening. Reading and listening are called receptive skills. Please remember that. Now the problem area comes. What is that? Writing. What happens in writing? So if you are an academic student, your writing task 1 will be about a graph. Still you can manage. Graph is okay. Writing task 2. What is your writing task 2? That's essay writing. Now there are lots of things that you need to know about essay writing. First thing, I sincerely want to tell all the students here, please follow band descriptor, which is given by Cambridge for writing task 2 and speaking. Writing is not only about grammar, guys. Writing is not only about vocabulary. Writing is more than that. And I want you to understand each and everything very carefully now, because these two, writing and speaking, these are the problem areas for the students most of the time. And this is called productive skills. Receptive skills is your reading and listening, where you are getting the information. Productive skills is where you are actually showing that information in your written form and spoken form. So this is where the game starts. Now, when you go for writing, there are 4 parameters in writing. So before I even tell you the parameters, let's say writing task 1 and writing task 2, you get 1 hour. You get 1 hour to complete your writing task 1 and writing task 2. Writing task 1 is for 20 minutes. Writing task 2 is for 40 minutes. So task 1, they will give you a graph, maybe a bar diagram, a pie chart, a line graph, a map. Okay, most of the time student tells me, ma'am, I have only done bar, pie, line. That is enough. That's not enough. That's not enough, because how many different kinds of graphs are there? Bar, line, pie, table, map, life cycle, process, and hybrid. 8 different kinds of graphs. Now, when you talk about a hybrid graph, that is a combination between probably a line or a pie, or probably a table and a map. It's a combination. So now yesterday in IELTS examination, one of my students appeared and she said that she got the question for a line graph. That's also okay, because in graph, what you're going to do is You're going to compare and contrast. Now there is a difference, guys. There's a difference here. One is labeling the graph. One is describing the graph. If you label the graph, for example, this is a line graph. There are so many years. This is about, just a second, guys. I'm so sorry about this. Just let this sound go, then I'm going to continue. Okay, so now this is a line graph. Okay, there are these many number of years. Okay, examiner already knows. He can see the graph. So why are you labeling the graph for him? You're not supposed to label the graph for him. He already knows this. What he is expecting from you is to describe the graph. When I'm talking about describing the graph, I'm here talking about the comparison, the compare and contrast. Now, in the year, let's say 1979, the consumption of chicken was double than that of all these kind of words he is looking for. He is interested to know that whether you have understood the graph. Now, can I just look at few questions which is available all over the internet, some few phrases, and I write it in the answer for writing task 1? Okay, you can. You can. There are few phrases available. There are few words available, and the trainers are going to tell you that as well, and you can definitely use it. So task 1 is easy. It's 1/3 of the marks. Let's talk about task 2 now. Task 2 is your essay writing. Now, the first thing in task 2, the conception that students have, there are few lines. I am going to memorize those few lines and write down in my answer. For example, it is an undeniable fact that, it is an irrefutable fact that, it cannot be argued that. No, you can't do this. Why? The examiners already know that you're copy pasting this part from somewhere and that's not your original answer. He's going to definitely ignore the part when you're writing it is an irrefutable fact that. Because this is how it's supposed, this is where the students go wrong. And that is why the students get 6 or 6.5 or 5.5 in their writing. Now let's talk about the 4 parameters of writing. We have task achievement, if you have answered the question. We have cohesion and coherence, if your answer is logical. We have lexical resource, which means vocabulary. And we have grammatical range and accuracy. So there's a difference here. Grammatical range means variation of sentences. Grammatical accuracy means how accurate is your grammar. Your tenses should be proper. Articles should be proper. Your singular and plural should be proper. Now, when you have to go through all these things, that means writing an essay is not about vocab, guys. It's not at all only about vocabs. It's more than that. Okay. So now, for example, you asked me that, oh, I know the synonym of big is, let's say massive. So I will just substitute the word. That's not going to happen. That's not going to work out for you at all. Because you need to know your collocation properly. You need to know which word to use in which context. Okay. Tell me something. Can I use the word massive? I know that the synonym of big is massive, okay? But can I use the word massive in all the context? I can't do that, right? My words has to be collocated. What is collocation? Collocation means when 2 words are friends and these 2 words will sit together. This is how you talk about collocation of words. So you understood about the vocabulary part, that it is not only about synonyms. I just cannot substitute the words, is not going to happen. I need to know the collocation. You also understood that you cannot literally memorize anything and go. Please don't do it, guys, because if you're going to memorize something and go, you're not going to get marks. Forget about if, oh, these phrases, okay, I am being told to use these phrases, I will get marks. You will not get your band score. And I gave you the reason why, because examiners will know that you have copy pasted it from somewhere and that's not your original answer. Now, it's all about your opinion. If you tell me technology is bad, it is your opinion. If I say technology is good, it's my opinion. Now, there is no right or wrong answer for essays. Remember that. How beautifully you put your opinion, how beautifully you place it, that's what the examiner is looking for. Sometimes you give so much of importance in your vocabulary that you forget even to think about sentence variation. Now let's do a small activity about sentence variation, all right? Now my sentence is, crime rates have decreased because of technology. This is my sentence. My sentence is, crime rates have decreased because of technology. Can you come up with other sentence? Can you just write down another sentence having the same meaning? The meaning mustn't change. The meaning mustn't change. Let's see. Let's try it out. Okay. Let me just go through your answers once so that I can help you out with this. My sentence was, crime rate is decreasing because there is improvement or there is development in technology. Now, how are you going to write this sentence? You can even tell me, if you don't want to type, you can even unmute yourself and tell me. I'll listen to that. Crime has gone down. Siddharth Prakash has written, crime has gone down due to improving technology. Okay, Siddharth, there is a little bit issue in the parts of speech in the word improving. Okay, that's incorrect parts of speech. Little bit grammatical issue, which you can take care of. It's not a big deal. You can really take care of it later on. All right. Can you please repeat the question? Arslan is asking me. Okay, so I'm saying that crime rate has gone down because technology is improving. There is development in technology. That's what my question is. Okay. Okay. Better technology, Siddharth says. Okay. All right. Okay. Due to better technology, yes, can use it. Yes, you can. But you can also make your sentence better, and I will tell you how to go about it. Arjun says, technology has brought down the rate of misdeeds. All right, not bad. Okay. Shuaib, I think I'm pronouncing your name, I think properly. Pardon me if I am not. Due to the development of the technology, the crime rates are reducing. Yes. Okay. Subhash says, improvement in technology has reduced the crime rates. Okay. Siddharth Prakash, crime has gone down due to better technology. Got it. Okay, fine. Any more answers? Excellent, guys. You all are participating. I'm so glad to see this. Very good. Technology has, okay, Harsha. Technology have influence. Okay, great. Hold on. Technology have influence on bringing down the crime rate. All right. Okay. Yes, Harsha. Yes. Technology has drastically reduced the crime rates. Okay, Arslan? Okay. So now you see that, okay, you guys are writing this drastically decreased. Technology has significantly reduced crime rate. Very nice. Significantly reduced. Very good. Now, for example, if I say that, now listen to my sentence carefully. For example, if I say, if there weren't any revolutionary advancement in technology, comma, the crime rates wouldn't have decreased. I'll repeat it. If there weren't any revolutionary advancement in technology, comma, the crime rates wouldn't have decreased. It's the same meaning, guys. It's the same meaning, but what am I using here? I'm using my conditionals here. Change your thinking pattern. You guys have done really, really well. You are writing significantly reduced, drastically, dramatically. Yes, excellent. But bring in variation. Bring in variation. Think about your conditionals. Think about your other variation in the sentence, which you can really use it. Now, my quick question to you, all of you, is have you answered this particular line? Have you understood this particular line which I said? A quick yes or no will do. My line was, if there weren't any advancement in technology, comma, the crime rate wouldn't have decreased. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you, S. Arjun. Thank you, Subhash. Okay, I'm just waiting for others to just quickly give me a yes or no if you have understood this particular sentence, what I said. Shoaib says yes. Arslan, yes. CS says yes. Thank you so much, guys. Christy says yes. Ayush Kumar says yes. Thank you so much for being obliging, guys. Thank you. Okay. Muhammad says yes. All right. So this is what I'm talking about. Your writing task 2. Variation, variation. All the sentences, please do not write with moreover. However, even though there is a line in band descriptor which is saying that if you use overusage of linkers, if you use these linkers over and over again, your band score will not go more than 6. More than 6. It will not go more than 6. If your answer is only the combination of simple sentence, okay, thank you, Amal. Thank you for answering. If your answer is only the combination of simple sentence and complex sentences, which is complex sentence means the sentences with moreover, however, even though, although. What you need to write? You need to write complex compound sentence. Not only complex, not only compound, but complex compound sentences. That is what the examiner is looking for. When you write like this, with your proper punctuation, examiner knows, I need to give him the band score because he is showing me the variation of sentences. Not only complex compound, guys, but there are many variations, which when you will start taking your training, you would know. So this is what I'm talking about. Variation is more important than your vocab. Even if you write the vocab, the kind of vocab that you have written, even if you write it, good enough, but showing that variation. Now, students say, ma'am, we are only supposed to write 4 paragraphs in an essay. We are not supposed to write more than 4 paragraphs. Who said? There is a line in the band descriptor which talks about write sufficient paragraphs. Now, when I talk about sufficient paragraphs, here what I mean is you can write 5 paragraphs, guys, but you cannot write 6 or more. You can't. 5 is good enough. It's good enough for you to write 5 paragraphs. 4 is standard. Yes, is it wrong, ma'am? No, it's not wrong. But can I write 5? Yes, you can write 5. But more than 5? No, you cannot. Okay, so remember something. Follow your band descriptor for your writing. Do not only stick to certain phrases or certain words which you are going to use in a writing task 2. And why am I talking about writing task 2? Because task 2 carries 2/3 of the marks. Task 1 carries 1/3 of the marks. So please be very careful when you're writing your essay question. Now, for your essay questions, what do I do? How do I prepare? I don't have any idea about the topic. So when you're free, just read certain things. Benefits of learning another language, benefits of learning music, benefits of learning arts, benefits of technology. Yesterday, by the way, the question that appeared in the IELTS examination academic, it says that technology is wonderful, but senior citizens or old people don't understand that. They are still skeptical to use technology. How can you make it easy for them? That is one. And number 2, whether it's going to be beneficial for them. This is the kind of question that came. Yesterday's exam I'm talking about. So now, if you do your proper research before even writing your essay answer, you know that, hey, I know my task achievement. I know what am I going to write in my body paragraphs. Now, this is how you practice. This is how you think. think logically when you are writing it. Now, my very quick question to everybody is, have you all understood whatever I said right till now about listening, reading, and writing? A quick yes or no will do here. Then I will move on. We have 15 more minutes in our hand, and I will make it very quick for you guys. Harsha, thank you so much for replying. Harsha, Arslan, thank you so much. S. Arjun, okay. Sridev, thank you. Abel, Christy, you have understood. Well, N. Albin, yes, you have understood. All right, great. Siddharth Prakash, yes, okay. Great, guys, great. You are getting it, so I'm happy about it. Now let's move on to our another productive skill, and that is called speaking. Ma'am, I'm very scared of speaking. Why? I don't know. My pronunciation is not good. That is number one. Number two, my grammar is not good. What is your number three? I don't get any ideas when I'm going to talk, ma'am. I really don't know how to go about it. Well, so these are some of the questions that I always get. So now, what are you going to do for it? How many parameters are there in speaking? Again, follow the band descriptor. The parameters are fluency, cohesion and coherence, lexical resource. Cohesion and coherence, by the way, if your answers are logical. Lexical resource is your vocabulary. And when we talk about your pronunciation. Pronunciation is something which is extremely important. It is imperative that you do not have a mother tongue influence. Now, we are all Indians, guys. You are from southern part of India. Some guys are from northern part of India. You will have that mother tongue influence, you know. But what are we going to do here? We have to practice our pronunciation so that it has a neutral accent. Nobody is telling you to talk like an American or like a British. No one is expecting. Well, all they're expecting is that the words that you're pronouncing it should be pronounced properly. It should not be pronounced like, for example, let's say anyone who is in northern part of India, sometimes I have heard them saying that altogether instead of saying altogether. So here I'm talking about, you know, the pronunciation of the words, extremely important. Number two, ma'am, I know a lot of vocabulary from writing task too. Can I use them in speaking? Of course. And what are the things that I can do? You can include idioms or phrases. But please do not include idiom and phrases in your writing task, huh? Include it for your speaking. Now, for example, the examiner asks you that, tell me something about, let's say, when you were in a difficult situation. So instead of saying that, someone, Fatima, can you please go on mute so that I can finish it? Thank you so much. Thanks. So, for example, that when you're talking about, let's say, what did I say? You were in a difficult situation. So if you start your answer like this, that I was once between a devil and Dead Sea, and I really didn't know how to take a decision. You're using word what? Devil and Dead Sea. That is an idiom, right? Next one. If they are talking about, let's say that a difficult situation that you faced or something. So if you start, I believe that every cloud has a silver lining and da-da-da-da-da. So now see, the more you include your idioms, you know, the more you include your proverbs, it gives the kind of confidence to the examiner. Hey, this guy or this girl knows about the language. He's proficient about it, okay? You're not repeating the words. Now, please do not use the words like, love, very, big, small, too many, too much. You have words for that. Avoid using the word very. Don't say, I was very confused. There is a word. Baffled. There is a word. Perplexed. Use those words when you are going for your speaking. That will help you to fetch better band score. And, do not repeat the, words which the examiner is saying, right? So, in speaking, there are 3 parts here. Part 1 is about your introduction. Ideally, you should give your answer between 1 or 2 lines. Part 2 is your cue card, where there is 1 minute to think and 2 minutes to speak. Part 3 is your discussion types. Ideally, you're supposed to answer in 5 to 7 lines, and please give examples wherever you think you can. Examiners really like it. In your speaking, 11 to 14 minutes is your speaking exam. Now tell me something. 11 to 14 minutes, somebody is interested to listen to you. Somebody is interested to know what are your hobbies, what kind of music do you like. In real life, nobody gives you 2 minutes to even to tell what you like, what you don't like. Why don't you make the best use of this? Why don't you just enjoy your speaking and tell the examiner that, hey, this is what I like. Talk to the examiner instead of answering the question. Please understand the difference here. So if you use the word, well, you see, well, to be precise, I wanted to say this. I would like to give you an example here. You see, Frankly speaking, I really didn't think about it before. When you talk like this, the examiners get a feeling that, hey, he's a natural speaker. He has not memorized anything from anywhere, but he is talking what he believes in. He's talking what he thinks he's giving me his opinion. And then you answer, in a very nice manner to the examiner. Have a positive body language, guys. Although the body language is not assessed in your IELTS examination, but I would still recommend you that when you are, for part 1, have a nice eye contact with the examiner. Part 2, don't have to look at the examiner. Look at your mind mapping, where you have done your mind mapping or the preparation for 1 minute. Part 3, again, look at the examiner. Positive body language. Talk about it at length. Now, there are 3 things that, examiner might not give you the chance to talk at length. Either he doesn't have time, or he has already gotten the answer what he's looking for, or you may have deviated from the topic. So understand something here. When you are going for your speaking examination, all you want is your confidence and beautifully lie. We all lie in our lives. So beautifully lie, even though if you have never, ever, let's say, a journey by boat, let's say, for example, even though if you have never done that, create, be imaginative. He is not going to go and check whether you have done it or not. All that he is interested in is your fluency, your cohesion, coherence, your lexical resource, your grammatical range and accuracy, as well as your pronunciation. Please practice your pronunciation, all right? Please listen, okay? If you do not know the pronunciation of a word, now go to Cambridge Dictionary. On Google, you will find Cambridge Dictionary. Go there, listen to UK or US. Now, listen to your UK pronunciation. It'll be easier for you, to understand what the person is saying. Have a neutral accent when you're going to talk about it. Do not memorize any answers. Please don't do so, because if you do and you think that you're going to get a better band score, I can tell you through my 11 years of experience that you will not. Okay? Prepare your own answers. Be natural. Be natural. You can't listen to the examiner because now see COVID, and if you guys are planning to appear for your examination within December, you got to wear your masks, and you have to wear your mask, and examiner is wearing his or her mask. And if you cannot listen to the examiner, please say, I cannot hear you. Okay, say I cannot hear you. If you do not know answer of a particular question, you say that, well, I never thought about it before. Well, this is something new to me. However, I feel XYZ could be the reason. What are you doing here? You're telling the examiner that you're not aware of it, but you're also giving an answer. You're using the word could be. All right. So examiner doesn't get offended and you still get your band score. Okay. In your speaking. So have we all understood the speaking part here? A quick yes or no on the chat option, guys, please. A quick yes or no. Have we understood about the speaking part? Great. Okay, Siddharth says yes. Mohammed says yes. Arslan says yes. Shoaib says yes. Amal says yes. Abel Christie says yes. Ayush says yes. David says yes. Wonderful. Very nice. Okay. Now, anyone has got any question for me? CS says yes. Okay. Any question for me? You can definitely ask me. Now, the thing is that Britfort, I just would like to talk a little bit about Britfort because Britfort is there in Delhi. Their branches are in Delhi, and it's in Bangalore and in Kochi and Calicut. So, and now you could talk to them, or you could talk about the training process or everything, whatever you feel. I just need to know that if you have understood the entire talk that I gave you today for 1 hour, and if you have any questions for me, I would be happy to answer. We have 4 more minutes to go. I'm here to answer your questions if you have any. Any questions? No questions? I assume everyone has understood everything. Why don't you share about the course and the fee details? Well, okay, I'm not the correct person to talk about the course and the fee details, but definitely you will get connected to the correct person who can talk about the course and the fee details, Mohammed. All right. I hope I have answered your question.
Okay, it's fine. I'll get back to you. I'll get back to the team.
Get back to the concerned person. Yes, Mohammed. Yeah. Is there anything else anyone wants to ask? Is it a task to score 7 without a coaching or training? Okay, Tinto Thomas. 7 in writing is a little challenging, Tinto. This is a little challenging, but see, someone has to look at your essay answers and give you the proper feedback, or to teach you how to go about it, right? So definitely you need that help. You do need that help. But you can do the background work, which I already told you about, right? I already told you how to improve in those skills. So you can definitely go ahead and do that. I hope, Tinto, I have answered your question. You're welcome. You're welcome. I think the college has already shared a chat, website, WhatsApp chat link, so you guys can just go into that and then can ask your questions over there, or any kind of okay. Any other questions, please? I'll just wait for a minute. We are definitely going to close the call at 12. So any more questions? What's the qualification required to be an IELTS trainer? Well, you need to get qualified either by British Council and IDP Australia, and you need to appear for your IELTS examination as well to see that if you are getting a proper band score in order to train the students. All right. I hope I have answered your question, Mohammed Nabil. Okay, so there is something that's written there by Vaishnav to feedback. You guys can give your feedback there. All right, people, thank you so much for giving us the time on a Sunday afternoon. You all have a brilliant weekend ahead and hope to see you all soon. Thank you so much. And on that note, I shall be leaving the meeting. Okay, so thank you. Thank you, Shoaib Basir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.